All right, Doug Grog, I'm the technical sales rep down in Louisville, Kentucky with NEFF Automation. Came in today to do some other videos. Dave Roth here, he was doing a little video on this Pepperl and Fuchs, right? Am I saying that right?
You are.
Yeah, or P&F.
We can shorten it to P&F.
Yeah, there we go.
For you.
So on the industrial event camera, what caught my attention here is how robust it is, right? I mean, this thing, I mean, it's simple and it's robust, right?
Yeah.
And the other thing I liked, you were talking about the different applications, about how, you know, you're in the sensor business. I mean, you deal with a lot of sensor switches. Hey, we're trying to pull in a lot of data, right? And then something happens, and now, well, what happened? What caused that thing?
And we talk a lot about how we automated processes and how we try to get all this information from the machine, and you know, we get advanced visibility into assets with condition monitoring, but you know, all that data only provides so many data points.
Yeah.
Sometimes actually getting eyes on an application to say, oh, that's what happened.
Yeah, because
is critical, and that's where just taking a picture of that and knowing, you know, the 30, 45 seconds that led up to that, you know, event.
What happened?
Yeah.
What
exactly.
happened? Yeah, so I've got a customer that they started installing these cameras, these types of cameras into all of their cells going out because of that same thing. They're like, hey, well, something had to have happened, right? Like, it's not just like, oh, all of a sudden we're having all these problems. And they're finding they're able to go back and being able to, like you said, since it's recording either live stream or that 60 seconds before and after, right?
Yeah, and all that's configurable on the web server.
Yeah.
So we can go in, you know, you just put in an IP address. When you open up Google Chrome, you can adjust the settings. You know, maybe you want to record 60 seconds before and 10 seconds after.
Yeah.
You know, you can select your resolution. You can manipulate how you want that to look. And to your point, you know, this is stuff that most people have been doing for a long time. I can't tell you in my 2 decades experience, like the number of GoPros and just IP address cameras that we've seen installed in robot cells and on automation assets, so that, you know, engineers and management could have better visibility into what's happening. Because, yeah, you can get a lot of data from sensors, but they don't always tell you that whole story. And the camera helps. So with this guy, it is pretty much an industrial GoPro where you get that, you know, the benefits of having a camera in the cell, but then you also, to Doug's earlier point, you get this nice heavy-duty aluminum housing, and then you also get to be able to get triggers. You can talk an industrial protocol. So whether you want that triggered by your PLC, by an individual sensor, you know, maybe you want your higher level SCADA system to trigger it and be able to grab and retrieve that data. You have so much flexibility here in, one, how it's triggered, and then two, what you do with it once it's triggered. You know, another benefit over using just a regular GoPro or standard IP camera.
It's so much nicer to be able to, for the customer or even us as people that are trying to help the customer, make sure we know what's causing those problems, right? Like, because sometimes it's an operator error, or maybe not even dealing with the machine, but you catch something that, like, oh, someone was walking by and nudged something, pushed something, hit a switch or something that all of a sudden caused that error to happen. So not only seeing what's going on around that fault error, but I've seen it where that same customer, they were using it to where then when they would be off site and they'd be calling in, but because they could log in through that web browser, they were actually seeing live time, and then they could walk their operator through, hey, check this, turn that knob, you know, tweak this on the machine and get them back up and running. So lots of advantages to this type of technology.
Absolutely. It's a good kind of tool to have in the tool belt. It's probably not going to be everything to everybody, but man, for sub $1,000, I think it's the most capable device for this specific application at that price point on the market right now.
Great stuff. Thank you so much, Dave. We really appreciate you letting me crash your party here.
You know, I just invited you to let you hang out in the back room and make silly faces. I didn't know this was going to turn into like a little ad lib interview, but I like it, man. It's good seeing you.
We'll see you again. Thanks.